As at 1st of June 2022, the number of licensed sponsors in the UK is over 45,000. And imagine having to go through each and every one of these licensed sponsors one by one. It can be really tasking and daunting. So today I'm going to be sharing with you some of UK's biggest sponsors for international students and overseas applicants. Now this is based on my research, and using the various fields, I could see that these people have been the best and the biggest when it comes to issuance of COS over time. So if this interests you and if something you want to hear, then watch this video to the very end, but tell a friend to watch with you. Hello again, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amaka, but you can call me Miss Maki. On this channel, I share information that can help you migrate to the United Kingdom. I also share job openings I come across, and I help students to the best of my ability. So if you're the first one to see my channel, you are highly welcome. Do well to subscribe to the channel because it's absolutely free, and be a part of my local community. And if you're a returning subscriber, I already appreciate you. Thanks for the love, thanks for the growth of our community. I see new subscribers and I really appreciate you guys. When the UK revised her immigration rules and making it easier for immigrants coming to the country, one of the problems most people face is having to get a licensed sponsor who can give them certificate of sponsorship, especially when you are overseas. But today, based on my research, I'll be sharing with you some of these sponsors, and I have grouped them by job categories to make it easy. So if you know where your own job falls or where your own career falls, then you see your sponsors there. But if I didn't mention anyone and you are aware of them, please do well to share with us in the comment section, because there are so many people who are going to be watching these and they also want to know sponsors that they can actually target. So let's get right into it. Very first of my list is the information technology, IT. Now you all know that IT is in the shortage occupation list, but in case you don't know that, I'll be leaving the link in my description box. So after this, you can check the shortage occupation list and see most of the jobs there. Now for IT is in demand in the UK. When I say in demand, so if you're an international student studying anything that has to do with IT, you have a huge chance of landing a job if you target these sponsors. After this video, go to their website, look up their careers, their job vacancies, because I tell you that they advertise jobs every day. Some of the biggest IT sponsors are Pfizer, Nestle, JP Morgan,
HSBC, ITV, Google, KPMG, Amazon, Morgan Stanley, P&G, Creative Assembly, Bloomberg, CodeThink, Thessian, Siemens, UBS, Sumo Digital, Ava Security, Dynamic Planner, Royal Navy, Shell, Rolls-Royce, Gearset, and so much more.
The very next on my list is research and development. I can tell you for a fact that researchers are like a hot deal in the United Kingdom. So virtually almost all UK universities give out certificates or sponsorship, and some international students who are researchers have landed themselves a job right after university days. So guys, some of the biggest sponsors aside from the UK universities are people like Pfizer, Wellcome, AstraZeneca, BBC, Nestle, Unilever, P&G, as well as BT. So these are your sponsors, and you should do well to go to their website and always look up their careers for job openings. Let's talk about logistics, supply and chain. As an international student, you're limited to the number of licensed sponsors when it comes to this particular field. But then there are a few of them who are actively recruiting people in supply and chain. So I'm going to mention a few that are one of UK's biggest sponsors. So you should target them and always be on their website. Now, some of them are Amazon, we have Nestle, we have Unilever, we have BP, and we have AstraZeneca. And I can tell you for a fact that Nestle is always recruiting. So you can look up their page on LinkedIn because they always drop job openings there on a daily basis. Next is law. If you studied law and you are overseas, you ordinarily would not land a job except you studied law in the United Kingdom. So if you're an international student studying law, now these are your biggest sponsor. We talk about Deloitte, you talk about Goldman Sachs, we talk about PricewaterhouseCoopers, and we talk about Freshfields. So you target them if you're a law student, so you can be the next person to get a big job and switch from a tier 4 student visa to a tier 2 skilled worker visa. We also have teachers. Teachers are in short supply in the UK. And if you've not watched my video where I talked about the best job site for teachers, you need to go and visit tes.com. There's so many jobs listed there on a daily basis, and they sponsor visas. But then some of your biggest sponsors are Teach First and Department of Education, as well as some UK universities who actively give out certificate of sponsorship to teachers, and they are still giving, like as we are talking now. Some of these universities are University of Leeds, University of Edinburgh, University of Warwick,
University of Plymouth, University of Aberdeen, University of South Wales, Cranfield University, to mention a few.
We also have sales. Now, sales is not in the shortage occupation list, but there are a few sponsors who give out certificate of sponsorship if you are overseas or an international student. Now, some of them are Nestle, yet again. Make sure you target Nestle. We also have Unilever. We also have Google. We also have Goldman Sachs. We also have Accenture. So these are some of your biggest sponsors. When it comes to retail, some of the biggest sponsors as an international student, you should target them are Morrison, Audi, Tesco, and Amazon. Media, if you're in the media sector and you're very experienced, when I say experienced, you're very good with the media, because it's very rare for you to get a job with the media. Now, your sponsors are Channel 4, BBC, and ITV. Next is investment banking, and this is in huge demand. So almost all the banks in England are giving out certificate of sponsorship, especially if you're an international student or if you're overseas and you meet the criteria. Now, some of them are Bank of America, HSBC, JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, Wellcome, UBS, and a whole lot of them. So target the banks, especially if you meet their criteria. Investment banking is similar to finance, so they are the same people who give out certificate of sponsorship. So if you're in the finance sector, then you should also target the same sponsors. And I said they are Bank of America, HSBC, Barclays. I didn't mention Barclays before, so Barclays is one of them. So you target them and be on their site, and if you meet their criteria, submit your CV, and you might just be lucky and move from overseas to the United Kingdom. Also, in addition to finance, some of your sponsors are KPMG, Deloitte, PricewaterhouseCoopers, Bloomberg, and Goldman Sachs. They are not added to the investment banking sponsors. So in addition to the investment banking sponsors, these are some of your biggest, when I say biggest, I mean biggest sponsors. Finance, you get that. Engineers, you guys are not left out, as this is the UK shortage occupation list, and some of your biggest sponsors are Optima UK, Okada Tech, Babcock International, Rolls-Royce, Western Power Distribution, Civil Service, SSE, and Home Group Limited. So target them, be on their website, because they are licensed sponsors. So they can actually give you a certificate of sponsorship if you meet up to their criteria. So be on their site. I've shared this with you, so guys, do the job. And then lastly, permit me to say this. UK is an experience-based market and not a degree-based market. I'm sure you understand what that means. Now, it's simply saying that the UK is big on experience. So make sure your CV is such that when they look at it, you have so much experience that you'll be able to fit into the organization. So when they are giving you their certificate of sponsorship, obviously they are smiling. So it's big on experience and not on degree. And lastly, all I can say is try and register your CV in as many sites as possible. LinkedIn, Indeed, Total Jobs, and Read. And if you're able to do that, I can assure you that this UK recruiters will definitely look for you, especially if you have the experience that they want. They will look for you and you will land your next job. Thank you guys for watching my videos. I hope I was able to make it easier for you. Not every time I talk about the health sector, sometimes let's look beyond the health sector and help other people who are willing to come into the country. So target those people I've mentioned, because they are the biggest sponsors currently in the UK. And if you have more to share with us, do well to leave it in the comment section so that other people can share. Thank you for watching my video. If you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Be a part of my local community. Thank you guys as always, and see you in my next video.